As we navigate this sinister world, we're beginning to move some key elements to the side. And in the midst of trying to get understanding, we miss key principles. So this one is titled A Jealous God. Let's get to work. A jealous God and how to understand it. We've all been in relationships or been around people of whom have been completely jealous of things, or we may have been jealous ourselves of certain things, certain accomplishments of other people. But the reason why the word exists and we lack understanding is because we are battling it in two ways. And what I mean by battling the word jealousy in two ways is some people will go and say that the word jealousy based on biblical principles are wrong, but they misunderstand why it exists. So I'm going to give you some context based on scripture. Exodus 34:14. For you must worship no other God, lowercase g, before me. There's a reason for it. He knew that flesh would worship other gods called people, but that wasn't his intent. His intent was for you to worship him in spirit and in truth first, so that you understand his love and his jealousy wasn't a sin. It was a selfishness to protect you from man. His jealousy was love. His jealousy was a spirit that he wanted to work in you first before man ever worked on you at all. That's a jealous God. See, jealousy is powerful and it has two sides. Jealousy has a flesh side for selfish gain, and jealousy has a spiritual side for you to maintain. Jealousy is both freedom and bondage. But he wants you all to himself first. We're no different. We're in relationships. We find someone or something we love, and we want them all to ourselves. But is that the God in us, or is that the flesh in us? For those that may not understand this type of love or feel like they can't give that type of love, turning back becomes their ultimate regret. And sometimes that regret can be for a lifetime. But his jealousy spoils you, and it spoils you with gifts, even some you've never asked for. But once you become spoiled, you will never reduce yourself ever again. It doesn't matter what any man, any woman, anybody walking, assuming they have all the answers. Once you have gotten to that point with that jealous God, those jealous gods' voices are obsolete. The only thing they can do from that point on is confirm what the true spiritual jealous God has already shown you. Jealousy has power. But whose power and whose jealousy are you riding on? A jealous God. We must all learn to put our flesh aside. Take that spiritual ride. It'll work out for you. He'll let you come back to it if you're willing to go. That's the jealous God I'm speaking of. I don't know the one everybody else know.